welcome to Bay of Fundy Fortunes. My name is Natalie. I'm an empath and an intuitive card reader and a visionary as well. I'm here this evening to do the mid-month general reading for the sign of Capricorn. This is the last reading for the mid-month, please. Last but never least, Capricorn. So, while I'm shuffling, I'll just let you guys in that I'll be back and be posting the March videos just like normal. There's going to be a bit of a change after that. A week after that, I'll start doing weekly readings as well. I'll always do the monthlies, but I'd like to try doing weekly ones a week after the monthly has been posted, so we can follow along and see how the month is unfolding. Might prove to be interesting, who knows. So, also, I'm going to be, I haven't picked a date or a day or a time yet, very soon. I'm going to be doing I'm sick with a cold or something, something's wrong with me. So if I start sneezing or sniffling, I'm not sick, I don't feel sick, I just got some stuff going on. I don't know what it is, it feels like a cold. I'm going to be doing, announcing a date and a day and a time very soon. And I'm going to do a live stream within the Bay of Fundy Fortunes group on Facebook. Please join us there. It's under Bay of Fundy Fortunes. And what I'm going to do is a little session with the pendulum. You guys will be able to ask questions from pendulum. I won't have it around my neck. I'll be using it as a pendulum. And the questions have to be yes or no answers, because pendulum can only do yes or no. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. I just have a feeling about that. That's going to be a blast. To be able to go live like that. I've never live streamed before, so it's a first for me. So I hope it comes together okay and all that. So anyways, what we want right now, we're going to stay in the now. I want messages brought forth, please. Masters of the universe, masters of the natural world order, and spirit guides. Any messages that you'd like to bring to the attention of the sign of Capricorn for mid-month general reading, February 2017. This is a general reading just for those that, if you're new to the tarot community on YouTube, general readings are always free here on YouTube. It may resonate with you, the reading, parts of it may, maybe none of it will at all, that happens. But if you wanted something to be completely about you and just about you, would require a private personal reading from me. And I do offer that service. The information for that's found down below this video window in the more in description area in there. Also, if you're new to YouTube, subscriptions are free. The little red subscribe button right below the window here, you can see it. If you click on that, you'll be notified every time Bay of Fundy Fortune posts anything new. That way you won't miss anything. And you can find Bay of Fundy Fortunes on Twitter, Blogspot, Google, and Facebook. Please feel free to join us on Facebook so you don't miss out on anything. Right here? Alright. Looks like we're ready to go. Okay. Alright, the first card, Capricorn. The tarot's brought forward for your attention is the Fool. It's about new beginnings. That's your overall energy. Second card, tarot's brought forth for your attention. In your house of, not your house, but your placement of finances and wealth. It's a good card. It's Pentacles. It's all about money. Knight of Pentacles, and it's about loyalty. Third card, falls in your hearth, your home, people, and love in your life. Conflict, Five of Swords. Fourth card, your challenges for mid-February is the Queen of Swords. She's all about resistance. This is your challenges. Your fifth and final card, your message from Spirit in the spread is the Queen of Cups. She's all about sensitivity. It's your message from Spirit. When I've exhausted the messages being sent forth through tarot in these 5 cards, I will pull one significator at the end. Anything that hasn't shown up at the reading that needs to be brought to your attention will come out on the significator. And sometimes that doesn't happen. What happens is it re-emphasizes something that's already been laid out before you and bringing it more to your attention. That will come out of the deck of tarot. So let's get right into it here. So the Fool is the very first card. It's all about new beginnings for you. So we just let you have a good look here. The card. So this card is showing up to show that you got to sit up, pay attention, and listen now. You're on the brink of a brand new path that's being laid out before you. There's a wonderful opportunity that's awaiting you. Follow your destiny in work and relationships right now. Don't fight the feeling, baby. Go with it. Go with what your intuition is telling you that this feels right to do. Even if it doesn't make any sense, it doesn't have to make sense. Not when it's going down. Not when it's in the it's like a vortex almost, and you're caught in the middle and it's spinning. Just go with it. Just let yourself be dragged along, float along, and pulled along in the direction that destiny has chosen for you at this time. It's very, very strong. Before you follow your dreams, make sure you check your facts from fantasy and listen to your gut. Stay realistic. For some of you, it might be a good idea if you're thinking about reinventing who you are or reinventing your life or your career. Now's the time to look at that and take a good, long, hard look at this. May be the time, and maybe, yes, maybe you're ready for change. Some of you or somebody is going to be taking a journey over land or sea. That means you'll be, either driving to your destination or going by boat. I don't see any planes here. The advice is to look before you leap. If you like what you see, as I said, go with the flow. Let yourself be pulled in. Jump in with both feet if you like what you see, if it feels okay. That goes for it, but make sure to check facts from fantasy. The more grandiose something appears to be, a little bit more you should be digging into. To what's really, is this really something as great as it sounds? You need to find that out. But there's a lot of freedom. I got this sense of you, Capricorn, spreading your arms and turning around and saying, look at the space I have. This is great. I've got all this freedom to do things that I've always wanted to do. Things that I haven't done in a long time. Things that are important that I want to follow through on. Promises I made to myself. Yeah. Your keywords for this are risks, innocence, departures, new pathway, destiny, starting over. That's a good card. It's full of life and energy. It's a very, very, it's bold in its simplicity, if that makes any sense. That's what I'm hearing. The second card, your wealth and your finances, and a Knight of Pentacles, and it's all about loyalty. Loyalty. For some of you, I can tell you right now, this is loyalty to your job, your employer. For a couple of you, I'm feeling right off, this loyalty could be more harm to you than good. It's holding you back. So when this card appears, this Knight, he's very slow and he's very, very steady as well. He plans his moves with special care. He may not be charming, but he is loyal and he is trustworthy. He is always, he's always taken very seriously. This is somebody that you will either meet, somebody that you already know even, and this could be on the job. This type of person is, he's very loyal, as I said, and trustworthy. He's always taken very seriously. He often shows up in readings that show good business dealings coming at you. He's associated with a good home. He has a strong home and a strong background. I'm sensing he comes from old money, a family with a very high stellar reputation for being good people. And right now, especially where this person's right in the heart of it all, Tarot's telling you this is the right time for some serious thought and decisions about your future. This guy, you'll recognize him because for being as serious as he is, he's not all that charming. He doesn't care who likes me, who doesn't like me. He just doesn't care. He doesn't bother. To him, that stuff is frivolous. But one thing about him, you spy him across the room and you know what kind of mood he's in. Within the first 2 seconds, your eyes make contact with his face. So you know when he's approachable and when he's not approachable. This is a very giving person. If the harder you work, the better he's going to treat you. The more he shows his appreciation. This is a kind of man it's hard to quit working for, because of this sense of loyalty. But this sense of loyalty can hold you back too. Don't be afraid to go and talk to this person. You're going to be surprised they'll be more supportive of you in your future than you realize. They're not going to want to hold you back. You're very valuable to your job and to your employer. But if you're looking to grow and to move on, this guy will support you in that. And hard work right now could be exciting, especially if you're planning for the future, and it could be very, very exhausting as well. But it's going to bring great rewards in the bigger picture. Keywords are respect, order, planning, trust, and work. That's interesting. That there's a good financial sense behind that card. You're heading in the right direction. So there's support there. You realize that here's the new beginnings, and the want to is there, and this is where you're seriously thinking about it. It's all got to do with money for the most part. So third card, hearth and home, people and love in your life. It's the Five of Swords. It's about conflict. Decisions are going to have to be made here. Somebody's going to make a decision. I'll pull my book on this one. Let me see here. I wish I could sneeze. I'd feel better. Okay, so I'm just going to read verbatim from the book. An argument or other conflict. Now, this is within the family, the people in your life, the people that are connected to your heart, people that are closest to you for the most part. An argument or other conflict leaves you feeling battle-worn and feeling small. I'm feeling right out. You're feeling small because somebody bested you. Somebody bested you in the way of you're always in self-control. There's always self-control. And somebody's going to hit a nerve and you're going to kind of lose it for a little bit. You're going to become angry and emotional. You're feeling like you've lost control. That's what leaves you feeling small. Excuse me. Oh, come on. This may be because somebody you trusted has been cruel and unkind, even devious, and wounding your friendship, business relationship, or romance out of jealousy or the need for power. That's a bad situation. This card can also reveal communication problems within families, hurtful oppositions, or being unfairly overruled and ignored. On a more positive note, the situation is now out in the open. The advice of the card is to stand your ground. You do not need to respond aggressively, but to be more assertive rather than retreat. So you can't back down. You need a little more self-control. And you are feeling small because you feel as though I got drugged into that, and I behaved in a way that I detest. And I see this quality in other people. It is such a turn off. And I am so embarrassed and so mortified. I feel this high. That I fell prey to that and got sucked into that. So you're going to learn something in those few moments about you, because you're going to contemplate on this later on, because it is swords, and it is things on the mind, things that you're thinking through, things that you have to deal with. Your keywords for this card are opposition, arguments, shame, bullying, unfairness, loss. But at the end, resilience. You will come back. Absolutely. You've got somebody that's just, you know, excuse me. I sneeze and cough and you're going to come out of this. You're going to be lessons learned, but you're going to suffer a hurt. Your heart's going to be, in a sense, wounded, because the card states somebody that you have trusted for a long, long time suddenly has turned cruel. They've been unkind, even devious, have done things underhandedly and behind your back. It was real easy to do too, because you trusted them. You had no reason to not trust this person. They took full advantage of that. This is going to deeply wound any friendships or business. And if it's a business relationship, boys, that's going to get real difficult to have to work with somebody still trying to achieve the main objective together, whatever the job is, and knowing that you could never trust this person again. You're going to find that somewhat difficult to deal with. That's going to be a bit of a hump that you're going to have to climb your way over. You were unfairly overruled and ignored. But you know what? The best defense is education. And I don't mean going to school. What I mean is educating yourself and your surroundings and what's going on. Because once you're on top of certain situations, certain energies, everything's going to be out in the open. So there won't be anybody pulling the rug out from under your feet or anybody else's, because this is going to be out in the open. It's going to be a while before there's a truce as well. You're still going to have to work with this person. You'll look at everything from a different angle. You're not going to like what you see. But this is where you are right now, and this is the way things have to be. And as the card said, just stand your ground. You don't need to respond aggressively, but do be assertive rather than retreat. Don't back down from this guy. Don't let anybody bully you, and don't let them bully anybody else. You're feeling there's a lot of opposition, and you've been treated unfairly. There's shame involved, like I said, as well, because you fell into that. You behaved in a way that goes against everything that you believed in of yourself. But you have resilience. You will bounce back. And in the end, you know what? People like this, it's a wonder people like this can sleep at night. It's not a good thing. Not at all. Okay, so the Queen of Swords is about resilience, and this is your challenges. Your challenges for mid-February. Resilience. But you see how that card held the big resilience as well. Was in there. And this is being, okay, so you're going to, it's obviously going to be your challenge for the month of February, last 2 weeks. Keywords are intelligence and independence. leadership and insight and tolerance and justice. That's hooked right into the Five of Swords. There's no two ways about it. They are definitely connected at the hips here. The advice of this card is to be ready to make some strong decisions. As I said, the sword. See, it's about all in the mind. It's all about calling. You know, you gotta call some things. Call them as you see them, and make some really serious decisions are coming up. So that's part of that. Some of you may have to respond to a woman, and this woman makes all final decisions. As long as you've acted fairly, as long as you've really done nothing wrong, you've done nothing wrong to bring about this hostility. Your work speaks for itself. This woman is not stupid. She looks like a supervisor. Maybe she's a boss. She could be the boss. You'll recognize her because she's highly driven. She commands a lot of respect, and she stands her grounds. No, this lady doesn't back down from anybody. And she puts her own interests first, but she does that for a reason. Because if her own interests aren't taken care of first, then nobody else is getting anywhere. Because she's the boss, and that's just the way it is. She can be charming, but those around her, and you're going to pick up on this too. Always shoot straight from the hip. Be a straight shooter with this woman. You'll gain her respect for that. She can cut right through. She can cut right through anybody if they're a fool. She suffers no fools. She doesn't put up with it. She doesn't have time for that. Anybody like the person that backstabbed you and causes you all these problems, she's going to deal with them in her own way. And when she brings her sword down, it'll be mighty. It'll be a mighty sword. She can always see the truth of the situation. You don't have to explain things to her till you're blue in the face. She already knows. She's biding her time. She's like a spider, just waiting for the fly to land on to the web, and she's got them. This person will probably, if they're not removed from the job eventually, you won't have to work with them anymore. That's what's going to happen. For the rest of you, you're looking to leave your place of employment, and again, this woman could be a big help in that, and support, and give you the support that you need, which could be forthcoming a lot easier than what you think it's going to be. So, those are challenges enough right there. The last card in your message from Spirit, the Queen of Cups, she's all about sensitivity. Okay. The advice of this card is to tune into your nurturing side, in decision making, your emotional side. Intelligence is your best guide. Your keywords are love and nurturing, generosity, protection, caring, and emotion. Of course it is, because it is cups. It's all about emotions. This woman is probably a Cancer. If she's the real deal, she's an actual person. She'd be a water sign. She'd be a Cancer, a Pisces, or a Scorpio. I'm probably feeling she's more of I'd say she's a Pisces, whoever this woman is. This woman is openly loving toward her friends. These are things how you can recognize her. Openly loving toward her family. She doesn't believe in this proper protocol. If she wants to grab someone, hug them, and love them, she does. She doesn't care where she's at. She's a very, very passionate person, and highly intelligent, extremely loyal, very creative. This is a woman that has a joie de vivre in her life. She rises to live. Everything with her is a passion, and she gets excited about just life itself. So this is somebody you can count on. You know, this could even be a relative. This could be an aunt, a mother, a sister, a teacher, somebody along those lines. Right now, she's actually taking you to a place, metaphorically, where you will thrive. Your relationships will thrive. Love within the home will grow and thrive. Your relationships with friends and children as well. And for any singles out there, you are now, the card is here to tell you, it's time to buck up. It looks as though you're ready for a new love to come into your life. And because you're ready, you're calling that to you. Whether you realize that or not, you're bringing it closer to you. Okay, so let's do your significator. Interesting. I don't like the problem with somebody at work and all that. That felt really uncomfortable. Like at the beginning of the reading, it just didn't feel good at all. And I mean, feeling small, doing something that you see other people doing, and you detest. Like public displays of emotions like that are negative. And bullies will do that. They'll wait till they have an audience, and put off a rude joke that's directed right at you. And then they look and they wonder what you're so upset about, I was just joking. Well, it's not funny. It's not funny at all when people do that. People like that are real insecure, and they're going to put you down first. Bullies are like that. Bullies are more afraid of you, everybody else, than anything else. And the reason being is because they've been hurt in the past terribly, and the pain was overwhelming for them, and it left them angry, and it left them hurt, and they're never going to let anybody hurt them like that again. Therefore, they're going to make themselves unlikable and mean. I'm mean and I'm strong, and I can best you anytime. And they just have a really hateful attitude, but really it comes from a place of fear. It's all fear-driven. So is hate. Hate's fear-driven. Absolutely. It's a good thing this is the last reading, Capricorn. I can feel myself losing my voice here. So when people are going to say, I couldn't hear you on the video, they might be right. But yeah, that's a horrible feeling. I'm still feeling it. I don't like it at all. That's the kind of stuff that makes you not want to go to work. You just want to stay home. You start dreading going to work because of one asshole. Really. That's just out. I don't understand people. I just don't. It's our choice at the end of the day, at the end of the moment that we're living in, to be happy or not. There are many times my life is very hard. I don't talk about my life, but it is. And, I have friends that get overwhelmed, and they say they couldn't, handle living this way. But I don't look at my overall life every day. The way to deal with it and not lose it is I stay in the moment. If I have a meal and it's all my favorite things, I've got my drink with my meal. I don't mean alcoholic, I don't drink. But I mean my favorite, beverage and my favorite meal, and watch a really good. I stay in the moment, and everything else may be falling apart around me. If it's things I can't fix and I can't control, I'm not going to let it eat me up. I'm going to choose to be happy. There's the thing. You choose no matter what situation you're in. You can sit there and be miserable, and lick your wounds, become hateful and bitter, or you can choose to be happy and choose to be a good person. And you know what? It takes less energy to be happy. It takes less energy to be a good human being. It takes a lot of negative energy, a lot of strength, a lot of exhaustive energy to be angry all the time. It's not, nothing good comes out of it. Nothing. All right, this is going to be your card, the significator. I got her earlier. Strength. Feeling of accomplishment here, you guys, the last reading. I'm looking forward to the next ones for March. And the weekly readings are going to be fun. Come on, where are you? Show thyself. There you are. She came up upright, which is good. So when the card turns upright, she is strength. This card represents a spiritual or physical strength and triumph. You will rise again. You will rise above, especially the problems with that person. They're threatened by you. They hate everything about you. You want to know why? Because everybody loves you. There's a lot of jealousy there. Give them enough rope, they're going to hang themselves. You will be vindicated. Things will come your way. For those of you that are afraid to leave your job because of this loyalty thing, because the boss that you have is so exceptional, that this person, this boss, this employer, really helped to nurture you and helped you along and brought you along. In a lot of ways, a lot of bosses wouldn't. They invested not just time and money into your training and having you as an employee, they invested a piece of themselves into you as well. And that's very important. You're never going to forget it. This person is genuine. They didn't do this all for themselves. It was done for you because they seen something in you. They seen the potential. And they're still going to nurture you, whether you're working under their roof or somebody else's. And if you have dreams, don't be afraid to go and talk to your employer about it. You have more of a relationship there on a personal level than maybe you realize how deep it is. But if you think back of what this person has done for you all this time, all the way along, why would they turn on you now? They're not going to do that. Anyways, Capricorn, that's your reading for mid-February 2017. So, yeah, I'd like to say thank you to everybody as well for the current subscribers from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys an awful lot. It's always a pleasure. This is a labor of love, and I know you guys enjoy the reading, so it's a two-way street. Also, thank you for all your likes and your shares. I do see some of you share, and that's always very heartwarming as well. And let me see here. Thumbs up and thumbs down as well. You got to take the good with the bad. It's the way she goes. It's all right. It doesn't bother me. I like variety. We don't all have to agree with everything, but we need to get along. There's the thing. We can do that. Let's see here. So I think that's it for now. Yeah. So we'll get this upload. I'll be back, as I said earlier, the 1st of March. Stay tuned for the, let's see how the live stream goes. I think that's going to be fun. I really do. Especially where it's my first time. I'm probably going to mess up a lot, and it's going to be hilarious. But anyways, from my heart to yours, and if you're ever looking for me, you can always catch me and find me at the next high tide. For now, goodbye and good night. See ya.